Hey, what's up guys, it's Mo the dog trainer, and today I just want to teach you just a simple way on how you can train your dog how to sit. I seen a disturbing video the other day with a puppy. Somebody was using an e-collar to train the dog to sit, a puppy to sit. Sit is one of the most basic behaviors that you can teach your dog. Dogs normally sit automatically. You don't have to teach the dog to sit. The only thing you're doing is you're basically teaching your dog to sit on cue, on request. You're requesting a dog to sit. The reason you want to teach your dog to sit on request is so that you can control his behavior. Maybe you have guests coming inside the door and you want him to sit instead of jumping on them. Maybe your dog want to bolt out the door, right? And you want to teach him to sit so he doesn't bolt out the door. So that's why we teach dogs to sit on request, on command, on cue, however you want to call it. And basically it's really simple. I use two methods to teach your dog to sit. I use either a lure with food, or I use a method called capturing the behavior, right? It's like when you capture a picture, basically that's what you're gonna do. And then what you're gonna do is after you capture the behavior, you're gonna reward them for doing it. I'm gonna talk about capturing the behavior. I'm gonna talk about luring the behavior. Okay, so I said we're gonna lure and we're gonna capture, right? And I also wanna talk about three things. We're gonna mark the behavior, we're gonna reward the behavior, and then we're gonna release the dog. So the MRR, mark it, reward it, and release it. You always wanna release your dog so he can know that he's done with the task, whatever you're training, whether it's a sit, whether it's a down, whether it's walk by my side, whether it's look at me. You always want to have a release word. Most people use stay and then they say okay, but sometimes you don't have to use a stay. You don't have to include an extra cue for your dog. Once you tell your dog to sit, he has to stay there until you do the release word. So the first one we're going to talk about is the capturing, right? We want to capture this nice, beautiful picture. What you want to do is you want to have your dog in a non-distracting area. I recommend doing it inside your house, in the living room, in your kitchen. You want to have food rewards, whether it's his kibble, his breakfast kibble, his lunch kibble, his dinner kibble, whatever times you're going to train this, and you're going to have him on a 6-foot leash, right? You don't want to use a retractable leash. You don't want to use a 15-foot leash. You want to use a 6-foot leash, right? Not because it's social distancing, 6 foot, just kidding. But you want to keep your dog close to you, right? And you want to make sure that he doesn't get distracted and walk the other way or tries to ignore you. You want to keep these sessions short, right? The puppy gets bored. They like, I don't want to do this anymore, or maybe the food is not, he's already full, so it's not as rewarding as when you first started with him, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to have your dog, you're going to put him on the leash, whether you want to hold the leash in your hand if you feel more comfortable, or you're going to drop it on the ground and then you can step on it. What you want to do is you just want to sit there. Maybe you want to give the dog a treat, right? Maybe so he can know, so he can pay attention to you, and he can know, oh wow, she has goodies, let me pay attention to her, right? Once the dog starts paying attention to you, he's probably going to look at you, and then eventually he's going to be like, okay, I'm just going to sit, right? Boom, you got it. So you're going to capture that behavior. So like I said, you're going to mark it, right? The M, mark it. You say yes, or you use a clicker to mark it. You're going to use the R for reward. You're going to reward it, and then you're going to release him, the next R, MRR. You're going to release the dog. Okay. Now, in the beginning, what you want to do is, if you want to release your dog, what you want to do is you want to toss a treat and say okay, right? You're going to say the word first, okay? And then you're going to toss the treat so he can know that okay means he's released, he's free. You can use free dog. You can use release. You can use whatever you want. You can use go play. But this is how you want to do it. You want to mark the behavior. Wait till your dog sits. Just wait. Sometimes you have to wait. You know, you have to wait. You're waiting for the bus. You're waiting for this. You're waiting for that. You're gonna wait for your dog. You wait for your dog to sit. You're gonna mark it. Then you're gonna reward. So you're basically waiting for your dog. Just sit. And then, so what you want to do is, after you capture the behavior and you repeat this over and over, and your dog is sitting automatically, then you're gonna add the cue for that sit, right? The dog knows how to sit, you're basically requesting it. You're gonna request to sit. So I'm gonna show you that on my next video. So we talked about capturing the behavior. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about luring. So luring, basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna have your dog's kibble, you're gonna have the leash, you're gonna have the dog paying attention to you, no distractions. Remember, you have to start from kindergarten. You can't just go out and practice in the dog park because your dog's not gonna pay attention. He's a puppy, you gotta do it with no distractions. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna have your food kibble or your treat, whatever you wanna, whatever pleases the dog, whatever the dog finds reinforcing. If he's hungry, food is gonna be the reinforcer, right? You're gonna take the food, you're gonna put the treat on the dog's nose, and you're gonna raise it up slightly, not too slow, but you know, like a normal movement. And then your dog is his head is gonna go up and the butt is gonna touch the ground, right? So you're gonna mark it, you're gonna reward it, and then you're gonna release him. So treat on nose, raise it up over his head. If his head goes up, his butt's gonna go down, right? So head up, butt down, yes, reward, and then okay. If he already knows the release word, you don't have to toss the treat. But if he doesn't know the release word, what you're gonna do is you're gonna say okay, and then you're gonna toss the treat. So that's how you lure, and that's how you capture. Thank you for watching.